welcome to Absurd Arguments, a podcast about, well, just absurd arguments in a very broad spectrum. My name is Matthew, and I'm here with my good friend Nathan. Nathan, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, Matthew. How are you doing?
I've been better. I don't have the greatest internet, and you've kind of begun to experience that. So
Yes, yeah, we had a failed start, but fortunately it wasn't too lengthy, so we're just back at it and we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's one of those times where you sit in silence for about a minute and then you realize, gosh, a minute is kind of a long time if you're not doing anything to like take your um, attention off of just the silence. But we're back. We're doing it. So, Nathan, would you please explain to these wonderful people kind of what our podcast is about and what they can kind of expect from it?
Yeah, absolutely. So our podcast, Absurd Arguments, is pretty self-explanatory. We just are going to argue about absurd things. We're just trying to do lighthearted, maybe mildly controversial topics, and we're just going to argue about them. Ahead of time, we'll flip a coin and we'll decide who gets each side. So there may be some times where, uh, let's say
We
we had a
get the
topic
part
like,
that we actually agree with.
yeah, yeah. So let's say, for example, we had the argument of which is better, dog food or baby food, and you are partial to eating baby food, which is something I imagine you are partial to.
Have you ever tried
You,
dog food before, though?
Matthew, we're not in the middle of an argument right now. We don't have to
Fair
talk
enough.
about that.
Fair enough.
Um, But the thing is, if you enjoy eating baby food, you can say to me, Nathan, please let me have the baby food topic. And I'll say, okay, fine. We'll talk about dog food. I will talk about dog food. And so then the next time we come together, we'll argue our sides. But to make things challenging for us sometimes, I don't think we will do it for our first episode. We'll kind of have a free form type of research, maybe, or maybe a lazier form of research, honestly.
I don't know about lazy. I think it's more of we're getting our feet wet. We're both new to this whole podcasting thing, and so we got to make sure that we're getting into territory that we're kind of we test the waters a little bit. The water might be too cold, it might be too hot. Definitely, probably not too hot, but it might be one of those things where we kind of just like, I don't know, but it's just to test the water, pretty much.
Yeah, well, so okay, so for our first real episode, a non-introductory one, we'll kind of do whatever we want for research or thinking about it. But later on, I think we'll do some things like we'll try to randomize it a bit. So, for example, maybe for one topic we can only use Wikipedia, or or we have to like use the second page of Google results when we look it up,
The
or
least helpful thing in existence.
no. The least helpful thing in existence is this next one I'm thinking of, which is use Bing. So
Mm.
we could try that. Um, so yeah, there's we've got some other things in plan to give it some variety, see what crazy stuff we find, and to help our case.
I the thing is, the list that we have, some of those things, it's like you know if we spin the wheel pretty much and we land on one of those things, the phrase you used, help our case, some of those things that we get chosen for us that we have to do, that's probably the least helpful thing we could do
Oh, I
for
don't
our
know.
case. Yeah, I don't know
I
either,
don't
but
I Hey, you know what? It's look, if you wanted a serious debate podcast, you could find one. Okay? You
yeah,
could
because it's not here.
they're gonna research stuff. They're gonna have, oh, here's the first uh, uh man, I forgot the debate terms. You know, there's like the first argument person, second argument person, and then
Oh, yes,
the
yes.
second defense and
Uh-huh.
third defense, fourth defense or whatever. And they go back and forth. We're more lazy might not be the
Moronic.
right. Yeah, moronic. Yeah, that's a great word.
You
Um
know, trying to figure out the names of the different types that you were reading off like a cast list of extras of debate person one, debate person two, and I was just like, gosh, am I reading a Wikipedia article for the cast of just like the paragraph of the characters that aren't really that important?
yeah, yeah, you probably were. I because I don't remember. They have specific names. It's been forever since I've gone to debate class yeah, I was about to say debate school. No, I've never
That's
been to debate school, but you know,
that you know of. We know what we've done, but you guys don't know. So,
yeah. Hey, what's a fisherman's favorite place to learn how to fish?
uh, what?
Debate school.
So we have a list of kind of rules that we're going to take for some of the categories that we're going to choose. We're not going to choose anything like wildly controversial. So Nathan, you also have that list of things. So would you read that off for our listeners?
We'll keep some a little close to the chest, but it could be anything. We've
Yep.
got maybe we'll talk about breakfast foods one day. Um, and things related to breakfast. We've got our first episode for sure is going to be which is better. I guess as a pet, maybe we should put that in there. Which is better, cats or dogs? And so that's going to be our first one. So yeah, just stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And you the listener at home can join in. You can pick your favorite side, and you can kind of yell at us as we argue, and you say, "Oh no, they forgot this major point," or whatever.
Yes, you can listen to this podcast the same way that middle-aged men watch football. They yell at the screen, tell them to do the right thing, get angry when they do the wrong thing, and nothing changes in the world. So we'll be listening for the screams of
Yes.
everyone, but it won't affect us at all. So yell all you want.
Yeah, we are ancient beings and thrive off the screams of the angry. So
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, sure, yeah, sure.
Yes.
So for our debate topics, we have a long list of them. But we
Yeah.
also have a couple rules for what we are going to be discussing. What are those rules that we are kind of the guidelines of debate topics that we're going to have?
I mean, I just anything mildly controversial, you know?
Mm,
Well, I mean, not anything, but just mostly just absurd, lighthearted type stuff. That's our goal with this. It's not
yes, and
a
so if you're trying to
serious.
figure it out, who was the one who killed JFK way back when, this is not the podcast for you because, like most things, we have no idea about a
Right.
lot of different things, and that's one of them. And so we're here to tackle more lighthearted things, kind of what the list was already written off about. So,
But I was thinking, not that we would have an argument per se, but let the listeners get to know us a little bit, and so I have some questions here that I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking I could ask you. You can ask the same question back to me, and then we can just go from there. So the listeners can know who is Matthew, who is Nathan, you know, and I think
look,
it'll be
dude, we're not tackling like big philosophical stuff, so I don't know if we'll be able to answer all
yeah, yeah,
those
yeah. They'll
questions.
No, no, no. They'll be pretty lighthearted questions. Nothing,
Oh, okay. Whew.
nothing too serious.
Oh,
Um,
good.
we'll I that's my goal is just to ask, fun stuff, and so we'll just go from there, man. Okay?
All right.
So don't stress. It's not
Well,
like a
good.
test or anything. That's
Yeah.
silly. Okay. So first question. What is your biggest fear? What is your
L-
biggest fear?
Wait a second.
Yeah. Yes, Matthew.
I thought you said that we weren't gonna, talk about like
It's
hard hitting stuff.
no, this isn't a hard hitting thing. I mean, it's just a getting to know you type thing. Like everybody talks about like what their biggest fears are, you know,
Uh, t- uh,
and they don't make like a list of them, you know, and they don't keep them to use later against that person. No, nobody does that. This is just a fun little question on getting to know people.
okay, can
So
you repeat the
what's
fun little question again, real quick?
yeah, what's your biggest fear?
Um,
Because I think the issue was the way I was asking it. You know, that was my
oh,
problem. I'm sorry, Matthew. So I'll ask it in a lighthearted tone. What is your hey? What's your biggest fear?
all right. Now it got even worse because it's like you're on some like sort of knockoff kids TV show that you'd find on like YouTube, and it's just
Yeah,
kind of one of those things. No, what could you ask another question?
yeah. We'll go. Okay, fine. We'll just skip. I mean, that's a simple question that everyone asks each other all the time. I mean, I when I see a stranger on the street, I'm always like, "Hey, man, what's your biggest fear?"
you
Um,
know, you know, disagree to disagree. All right.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fine.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. My next question on my list now, and this is just from one of those like lists online where it's like, hey, top 100 list to ask,
Oh,
questions to
yeah,
ask
yeah,
your best
yeah, yeah,
friend.
yeah.
Yeah. So this one, what's your favorite true crime that ever occurred? What's your favorite true crime that ever occurred?
Um.
Yes. Yes,
Uh.
Matthew.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. Can you give us just a second to kind of work a few things out real quick? I
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to kind of we kind of need to talk this over a little bit.
We're just going aside, you know,
Okay.
for a moment. Okay. They can't, you'll edit this part out, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're just gonna chat for a moment.
Nathan, what the heck are you doing?
Look, I'm asking
No,
questions.
I don't.
You said, Nathan, you're in charge of asking the questions. And I said, do I have to? And you said yes.
Hold
And
on.
so these are the questions I found.
But you also said these are fun and lighthearted. And
Yeah.
what's your biggest fear? It feels like I was in an interview just the other day, and that was kind of one of the things that I was asked about. And I don't really feel like answering that question to, I don't know how many people are going to listen to it, 400. That's a stretch, but the four people that listen to this, I don't know. I don't know. Here,
Okay, well look,
let me do something real quick.
I'm
Let me
j-
do something real quick.
I I've just put in so much work with that though.
Nathan, I listen, bud. I know you put in a lot of work,
Thanks.
but I don't think this is going to be very entertaining at this point. So let's answer some actual lighthearted or ask some actual lighthearted questions, and then we can kind of move into some of the deeper territory which you are moving into, which is oddly enough uncharacteristic of you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's just move into some other questions we have. All right,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Yeah, let's get
okay,
back. Oh, yeah, you'll just say you have the questions actually. Okay.
yes,
We'll just
okay,
go
here we
back
go.
and say that. Okay. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Hey,
All right,
Matt.
so
Oh,
sorry, hold on. Do you want to start it off, or do you want me to start it off?
oh, I'll start. Hey, Matthew, I'm sorry. I actually misplaced all the questions. Do you have them?
Yes, I do have the questions. What a
Great.
what a wonderful coincidence. So, the first question is for you and for me, I guess. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from. You want me to answer mine first?
Please do. I'm the one that did ask the question.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm originally from Georgia. The mountains of North Georgia. uh, and so little town of Cleveland initially, and yeah, so that's where I'm from. It's a nice place. You get all four seasons of the year, and so it's a lot of woods around, so it's pretty cool.
Mm, yeah.
What about you? Where are you from?
I am from, well, that's a long story, but I guess the short part is I grew up in a small northeast Texas town called Atlanta, Texas. No, not Atlanta, Georgia, but Atlanta, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, and when you said you experienced all four seasons, I grew up in what's called the piney woods of Texas, and so I experienced summer, and then like 3 months of winter, and there's really no in between. There's really no in between. It's either super hot or it's like freezing for a couple of weeks, and then it gets pretty hot again. Like I remember Christmas Day and I run outside and it's 82 degrees.
Ah, the dream.
Yeah, so uh,
I'm dreaming of a scorching hot Christmas, my favorite Christmas song.
that's the thing. I never had to dream that. I lived it. So yeah. The next question we have is, what's one interesting fact about your hometown?
The Cabbage Patch Dolls were started there, I think.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Are
for
you
real.
serious?
Yeah, for real.
Are you so you're saying the object of my nightmares for a couple years started in your hometown?
Yeah, man.
Oh my
They did.
gosh.
Yeah, there's even they have the Cabbage Patch Dolls have like their own little hospital. Golly, we're not even sponsored by the Cabbage Patch Dolls, and I'm talking about them so much, but whatever. They better come back and contact me. Anyway, they yeah, they have a hospital there, I guess, and you can go watch the Cabbage Patch Dolls being born, which is like them emerging from a cabbage patch. It is slightly terrifying. And then I think like they write your name on the doll's butt or foot or
Oh
something like
my
that,
oh
and
no.
you could adopt it. I mean, I never adopted one, Matthew. Like that was something my sisters did, but I never would ever adopt a cabbage patch doll. What about
Okay.
you? What about you, Matthew? Any interesting facts about your hometown?
Yes, so surprisingly, there are a couple interesting people that have actually been born and raised in my hometown. Um, just to name a few, the first African American woman to fly across the Atlantic, Bessie Coleman, was born
Oh,
in Atlanta, Texas. Um, the former general manager of the Green Bay Packers, Ted Thompson, was also from Atlanta, Texas. And Ellen DeGeneres.
oh man, she's
So of all those names I've listed, which name do you think most people know more about?
clearly Bessie Thompson.
Not even. All right,
No.
Nathan, come on now.
Yes. What was her last
Come
name?
Coleman. You
Coleman.
combined Bessie Coleman and Ted Thompson.
Oh,
They are two separate people, and you just slammed them together like it's some sort of, you know, like Bethesda create your own monster kind of character generator. Oh my
okay.
gosh. Stupid. No, Bess, it was Bessie Coleman and Ted Thompson. No, it
Oh, they were two different people?
surprisingly, yes, they're two different people. One of them was born in the 20s or like the 19 aughts or whatever, and then Ted Thompson was born in like the 50s or 60s. And so,
Yeah. Oh,
congratulations, you have shown that you are not from my hometown, and I have
yeah.
shown that I'm not from your hometown either.
You don't want to be from my hometown if you have a fear of cabbage. Oh, that answers my biggest fear question. That's great.
I can't say it's not my
Cabbage
biggest fear,
patch.
anyways. Next question we have: if you were a dog, what kind would you be?
Ooh, if I was a dog, I'd like to say, oh man, hmm, probably a golden retriever. I know it's such a basic answer, but they're just the best dog. You
Hmm,
know, like they're just so friendly and nice. Um, and they got this golden hair, and they're good dogs. I think I'd be a golden retriever.
nice.
What would you be?
I'm partial to a husky. Um, they
Dang.
are they the biggest thing is they're like cold weather dogs. I love cold weather, and similar to a husky is my eyes stand out. They're light colored. And so that's one thing I have in common with a husky, or I guess two things. And so I would be a husky because I just love the cold weather.
And like I've also noticed that when you're like left alone for very long periods of time, you also scream at the top of your lungs.
Not true.
Yeah, that's what huskies do. That is true.
Yes, that is true. Okay, next question. If you could have any other name, what would it be?
Ooh, I think I would choose the name Alistair. Yeah,
Alistair.
Alistair. Like when you say that, I mean, yes, it does sound like a villain from a Dracula novel, but Alistair just sounds really just cool and majestic, you know? Like
Yeah,
I don't know. Like he sounds like the kind of like a detective named Alistair. Ooh, he would come on the scene and just be like, "Tell me the info, cops." And they'd tell me info and he'd be like, "I'll solve this case in a day." Mm, yeah, I'd be Alistair and I'd be a
cool.
detective. What would your name be?
Yeah, when you sent me this list of questions, I looked over it and I was very confused because I honestly have no idea. I know a couple people have said that I look like a Nathan, and I'm like, what?
Oh no.
I know too many Nathans to know that I'm not a Nathan.
Yeah,
Um,
please
I
don't steal my name.
don't worry. Um, so I don't know if I could have any other name.
How about Kyle? You could be a Kyle. Drink your
Kyle.
Monster Energy drinks and
Oh
punch in the,
no.
drywall. Oh,
Oh
that'd be
no.
you'd be a great Kyle, Matthew. Maybe someday, man.
All right. So here's the next question. If you were a cereal, what would you be?
Mm, let's see. Reese's
What?
Puffs for sure. Yeah. You get your cool theme song, Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. That song. Um,
No,
and
I've never heard that song. Can you sing the whole thing for me just to kind of refresh my memory, just in case?
Yeah, I'll see if I can remember all the lyrics.
Okay,
It goes like this. It's like Reese's Puffs, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Um, yeah, those should be all of the lyrics of that song. They're great.
cool.
What about you?
You know, again, what kind
No,
of question is this?
you no no no. That's a cop out. Just think about. eh, Look, I can't believe I'm having to tell you this, but a simple life hack for these questions is just pick your favorite cereal.
Uh,
Unless it's Cheerios, that's so dull.
what if what if it was Honey Nut Cheerios? Which it's not.
Oh.
I guess it would probably have to, if I were a cereal, it would be Fruit Loops.
Oh, that's very colorful.
So the next question is, what is the most embarrassing moment from your childhood that makes you laugh now?
Oh, man, that makes me laugh now. Gosh, I don't have a many embarrassing moments from my childhood. I was just a total manly man back then. Um but let's see, I can think of one. I was playing oh gosh. I don't even want to reflect on it now. But as a little kid, I was playing football, and I wasn't a huge football fan. My dad played football like in high school and college a bit, nothing famous or anything, but
Hmm.
he was always like, "Nathan, you need to talk to your coach. Stop volunteering to be a bench warmer." And he's like, "You need to talk to your coach and tell him, 'Coach, put me in. Coach, put me in.'" Okay? So he'd keep telling me that all the time. My dad would say that, "Hey, coach, put me in." Meanwhile, I would be the guy, volunteering to sit on the bench, but whatever. Um, so one time I go to the coach and I go to him and I say, "Dad, put me in." And so he just kind of looked at me and he goes, "Dad?" And and I was immediately mortified. And I just go, "You know what I mean, coach, put me in." Um, and I think he put me in.
Man, at least you didn't. At least you didn't say mom or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I guess that might have confused him a bit more, been like,
Indeed.
"I have a mustache. Why is he calling me mom?"
So mine actually comes from high school.
Ooh,
So there's a lot. You know me. I'm just a naturally awkward person for a lot
yeah,
of different things. And in high school, this is one moment that it was not my fault, but my sophomore year of high school, did theater for my public high school, and in the yearbook, they take pictures of everything, and so I was in, I was in there multiple times because I was on my high school soccer team, and so I was doing all sorts of stuff, and so I was in there a couple times. So one photo is probably the most embarrassing photo that I've ever had taken of me.
okay.
So we did the Odyssey
Oh,
from
nice.
Homer, and we did it into an adaptive state adaptation of a stage play. And we each person on the in my theater class played multiple characters, and one of my characters I played was Hermes. And so I had to wear a like a I pretty much had a white toga that I wore for every single character that I was portraying, but one thing would change a little bit. And so just all that to say, we're all wearing togas, and so underneath our togas we had to wear either skin color shorts or white shorts.
Oh.
And because I am extremely pasty, um, I chose to wear white shorts. And so there's a picture of me lounging on kind of like a cloud that I was laying on at the front. And so I have one kind of knee raised and the other one, oh, my one leg is raised up, and so my knee's kind of in the air and my other leg is kind of stretched across. And somehow from every single appropriate angle that you could have taken the picture of, the one that made it into the yearbook was an upskirt picture.
Oh, no, Matthew.
Yes. And
Oh,
so,
no.
and the thing was, they brought me in our journalism class, they brought me in to, give a few quotes about theater, and
Yeah.
they showed the picture that they were going to use, and I asked them, "Is is that okay?
Yeah.
Is this okay to put in the yearbook that parents are going to see?" And they said, "Oh yeah, it'll be fine." And so I spouted off some, random stuff about, theater and how much fun I had. But yeah, that picture made it into the yearbook.
Oh, wow.
And so if you go back to oh gosh, what was it? That had to have
No,
been
no, 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 no. There is no good reason to tell people where they can find this yearbook, what year it
fair enough.
was, so
Fair
that they
enough.
can look this picture up. No good reason. Nothing good can come from this.
That's fair. So yeah, so that exists. So an
Wow.
upskirt shot of me. That's really the only time I've ever like worn anything like that in public. And they took the worst possible picture and posted it for hundreds and possibly thousands, because you'd obviously show your grandparents a yearbook.
Right.
So yeah,
That
that was passed around my hometown. Yep,
Oh,
that's probably the
no.
most embarrassing thing. Our next question is, where do you want to travel to that you haven't been before?
Oh, yeah. So, ooh, there's one I wanna say. What do I care? So my last name is Welsh. And what I'd really like to go to, where I really want to go, is Wales. And I would go to Wales. And I'm sorry if we have any Welsh listeners here, but as since my last name is Welsh, I assume that I am the rightful king of Wales. And so I would love to go to Wales and survey that beautiful, fertile land, and then declare myself the rightful king. And hopefully, we could take over the world.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. What about where would you like to travel?
I, you know this, my favorite sport is soccer or football or however else you say it around the world.
Yeah.
And so my dream is to go to England and visit a stadium and watch a game in the top four. divisions. And so I guess I'd start off in London. And my favorite team, unfortunately, is Manchester United. They have been really bad and they have underperformed, and it's been really hard to watch. But I would watch different teams in the different leagues leading up to a Manchester United game. That is my dream vacation,
Oh,
and it is also probably expensive. Considering that maybe not in the lower leagues, but when you get up to like the second division and then the Premier League, tickets might not be the cheapest thing. But then you also have to remember you have to get there first.
well, tell you what. Okay, we could clearly save money by carpooling to England to the UK together, and I'll just drop you off in London. You got to go watch your games real fast because when I conquer the whole world with Wales, the country, not the animal, when I conquer the whole world with Wales, um, you know, I'm probably going to be getting rid of soccer slash football.
Oh,
No offense. As a true American, I feel like I have to. Well, dang, I'll be in charge of America too. Then I don't know. We'll call the world America too, you know, and as a true American, we just don't really do soccer. So
oh.
no offense to you, but yeah, we'll probably get rid of it. Sorry, Welsh people. Sorry, the rest of the world.
Next question we have here is: do you believe in soulmates? And if so, do you think you have met yours?
Oh man, do I believe in soulmates?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
No, I don't. I don't really believe in them. And so if I have I met my soulmate? No, I don't think so. I just all it takes is that one couple that doesn't marry their soulmate to ruin it for everybody else. And so yeah, I believe it would have been ruined a long, long time ago.
Mm,
What do you bet? Do you, Matthew? You don't believe in soulmates, do you?
dude, I'm a ginger.
No, no. Yeah, you have to believe in soulmates.
I won't have one though.
Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, that's right. Gosh, I'm so sorry, Matthew. I
So
mean,
our
I've
penultimate question is: I don't want to linger on this anymore. Our penultimate question is: what is your go-to ice cream flavor?
ooh, go to ice cream flavor. Moose Tracks. Um, it's a
Ooh,
Mayfield thing, which apparently isn't a big deal in Texas. Mayfield's bigger in Georgia. Um, but Bluebell is where it's at in Texas, apparently. It's
heck yeah.
oh man, I'm gonna make all the Texans angry if I say anything bad about Bluebell. Here I am talking bad about me conquering Wales and then conquering the world. Not nervous about saying that, but I'm nervous about saying anything bad about Bluebell. But yeah, but no, I like Moose Tracks ice cream. That's it's got little Reese's cups in it, dude. It's
Mm.
just beautiful. What about you?
So there are two things. The first one is, in a general sense, it's strawberry ice cream. That's my go-to if I can't make a decision for anything else. I just love it. But my second favorite, I think, is a bluebell. Considering I'm from Texas, it is a bluebell uh, specialty. It's called Cookie Two Step, and it's vanilla ice cream with bits of like Oreo and cookie dough bits in it. And it's so good because you get the cookie dough, and if you're not feeling cookie dough, then you eat a little spoonful of Oreo. It's good. But for like basic stuff, if I go to a you know ice cream parlor, if they've got strawberry ice cream, that's probably what I'm going to get.
Okay, well,
Yep.
cool flavor.
And our last question is: what is your dream car?
Ooh, my dream car, Lamborghini. I don't know how to speak Italian, so Lamborghini Countach, Countach. Yeah, just that really cool. Like I got. I mean, not to brag, but I did get the Lego Lamborghini Countach for $20 at Walmart a couple weeks ago,
Mm,
and it looks clean. I'm telling you, clean, man. So yeah, Lamborghini all the way. They just look. I mean, most Lamborghinis are so slick, so cool, but there's something about that '80s outrun vibe of a Lamborghini Countach that just it's amazing.
Mm. So mine would be, I don't know. Gosh, it's it's an old Ferrari from like the 70s. I think it's called a Ferrari Grand Prix. Um,
Okay.
it was a limited run car. And the first time I saw it, I was watching an episode of the British Top Gear with the greatest British trio to ever exist, Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond. And Richard, I think it was Richard who was driving this car, and it was an old classic Ferrari look with like tan interior, and it matched so well with that cherry red exterior paint, and it's such a classic car. And so that would probably be my dream car, would be to drive that. um Unlike your Lamborghini, which is a modern car, and neither of us are in positions to buy either, a modern Lamborghini or a modern Ferrari, but your car is probably a lot more attainable than my car, because my car, they don't make it anymore.
Well, they don't really make mine anymore either. It was an '80s thing, but
Oh,
they did.
really?
Yeah, they did have a recent like I don't know, I think it was earlier this year or maybe last year, but they have like the new revamped version of it, you know?
Mm.
And oh my gosh, it also looks clean, but there's only like I don't know, like a 500 of them made, something like that. You know how they
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Okay, well so a good question to build on that is what attainable car would you get? I mean,
Oh,
it could still
no.
be kind of crazy, but I mean, like for me, I'd go for like an old school, like a 1969 Cadillac DeVille.
Mm.
Like it just, oh, it looks clean, man.
Gosh, I don't know. Like, I like this. I like the styles of some of the more modern Alfa Romeo, and I know that's not like a car that everybody's just like, oh, that's like the top of the line car. It's just a car I like. I think it's really cool looking.
Right.
Um, so I don't know what the modern ones are. I don't know the names of it. My little brother could tell you. He's a pretty big fanatic into like super sports cars and stuff like that. But one of the some of the recent um, Alfa Romeos I really dig, because they're small, sleek, um, not like top of the class and anything. I just like the way they look. You can get mad about me. I'm okay with that. I have a lot of things that I do that I guess you could consider normal people be like, why do you like this? Um, and I like it because it appeals to me in that way.
Right. Yeah, like soccer. I get you. Now I got to be careful there too. Like,
Gosh, you're
okay,
such a
talking bad about Bluebell is one thing to Texans, but talking about soccer badly to like the whole world, that's even worse. Maybe. Uh, I don't know. Would I rather face off against all of Texas or all of the world?
It's a good question.
Uh, minus America.
Go
Hmm.
America, best country ever. Well, talking about mildly controversial stuff, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you
Yeah.
for tuning in to Absurd Arguments. I know we didn't really do any argumentation but it's just kind of a get to know us kind of introduction. Thank you for sticking around. And Nathan, do you have any parting words?
Yeah. I please. Okay. I just have some people support me in this trying time because I think I've just angered all of Texas and the world. So if you could just send your thoughts and prayers my way, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's incredible that you can not only tick off, an entire state, but then also the rest of the world. You're you
Gosh.
know you do hold some opinions that are interesting, and this just goes to show it's just par for the course for you. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it
please,
is.
please don't be offended by anything my partner says, or in turn what I say in the future. Um, but thank you for tuning in. I'm excited to see where this goes. We're doing this more as kind of like a hobbyist thing, and so if it really takes off, then it'll just be more fun for us.
Yeah, and then we can buy our mansions and travel to the UK so we can both live out our dreams.
One is more attainable than the other.
Right.
Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for listening, and we will see you in the next episode. See you later.